Hey everybody, welcome back to the Magic Cube podcast. Wanted to give you a quick intro video of what we got going on today. We have World Showcase that we're finally getting around to. We are hitting half of it today. We're starting in Canada because that's what, normal people do, going all the way to the American Adventure on the very back side. So we are going to get through that today, talk about it, have some time while we catch up with Logan on the other side of the intro. If you could teleport right now into one pavilion of World Showcase, which one are you going to? See you on the other side.
Set off on a world tour that's just steps away. World Showcase. Here, cast members from every corner of the globe welcome you to delight in a festival of sights, sounds, and flavors. Around every corner, the stage is set for unforgettable surprises. Inside, delicious cultural cuisine awaits in beautiful restaurants. Outside, statues come to life and musicians entertain throughout the day.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Magic Cube podcast. It's been a little while. We missed you. I know y'all missed us. As always, the Rowdy Texan abroad here, getting ready to get this going to take on World Showcase. Of course, here with me, the voice of RCW, the man, our very own James E. Cornette type individual. We got Mr. Logan Pettis. Logan, long time, man. What's up, brother?
No, it's been a good while. I think since the summer sometimes the last time we did this. No, I mean life is good. Everything's doing all right. We're still plugging along, still keeping RCW going, still the GM. So, absolutely.
Nice. Nice, man. Well, yeah, it's been a little while trying to sync up a time to sit down and do this. We finally got it going. We got through
We are very
November.
busy people.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We are on the freight train now to Christmas, and we realized if we don't do it now, it's going to be like February before we have a chance to do
Right.
the rest of EPCOT. So we are back at it. We are covering the start of World Showcase today. We are starting in Canada because that's where all the sane people start, and working our way around to the American Adventure in the dead center middle. So I asked this at
I've
the
been doing it
beginning.
wrong all this time.
That's right. No, you never start in Mexico. If you're
Yeah, usually we
especially
we start in Mexico,
no.
and I don't know. Maybe it's just because we live in like South Central Texas, and it's just we're drawn margaritas, tacos.
I mean, I can't argue with that. My thought process is if I'm in Epcot, I'm gonna be drinking around the world, and I'm not starting with tequila.
Yeah,
That's my.
you gotta
That's
you gotta start with your Molsons, eh?
That's right. That's right. I'm starting with some poutine and a Labatt Blue. That's how we're that's how we're doing it. Which is where we are going to start. But I asked at the beginning of the intro if you could be teleported into a pavilion right now. Logan, where are you going?
If I could be teleported into a pavilion, I don't probably somewhere like between what are they? The Germany pavilion, like the weird Bavaria
The
section, because they
trains?
kind of blend together. Yeah, somewhere in there. I enjoy chocolate, and they've got that really good. We talked about this. Was it I think it's a grapefruit beer or something like
Yes.
that. And
Yes.
I'm not big into grapefruit, but this was fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, I wish I could even remember what it's called. I have the name written down somewhere, but obviously I'm not in my office right now. Different location, but yeah, probably right in there somewhere.
That's a good one. Yeah, that grapefruit beer is phenomenal, and I know the name of it, but I would never try to butcher it. Like even when I'm there, I just point at it and be like, "Oh, I'll take one of those," because it's one of those. I mean, it is a German name, and when you start putting dots over letters, like I'm out.
And if you want us to say it bad enough, sponsor us.
There you go. There you
We
go,
will
man.
learn
Look,
it all day long.
that's the manager in the man right there.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I think if I was gonna be dropped in somewhere, depending on what I'm doing, if I'm getting a drink, I'm heading over. Drop me in England for a good beer,
Mm-hmm.
some
Mm-hmm.
fish and chips. If I'm looking for a sit down restaurant, drop me in Italy because I'm gonna be tearing up the calamari and a solid margarita pizza. If I'm looking for the best animatronic show on the Disney property, throw me right there into the American Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts. I won't take arguments on whether that's the best show or not because it is. And if you don't think it is, it's okay to be wrong.
I feel like because we have our rundown here that we're going through and talking about stuff, and I'm like, man, there's so much. And like I went to Epcot. We've been to Epcot like what 3 times this year, and it's like what there is so much on this list that I feel like why haven't I done
Yeah.
this?
Yeah. And I was really thinking about it today as I was kind of planning on everything. And I think World Showcases may be 3 episodes because you've got the half we're covering today, the next half, and then you can do a whole show on the unbuilt side of World Showcase.
Move this man!
I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
so much where even stuff in opening day souvenir programs showed stuff like this is coming and it never came to fruition. So this may be a three-parter that we're taking into 2026 because there's a lot to unpack here. But before we do that, we are gonna come out of Future World again, like the last episode. Don't care what it's called, gonna call it that forever. We are coming out of Future World, and we are taking a right and heading into the Canadian Pavilion with its Rocky Mountains, Victoria Gardens, and the iconic waterfall. I really kind of feel like this is an underrated pavilion at Epcot. It's got one of the best restaurants in it, the Le Cellier Steakhouse.
Okay,
One,
yeah.
I've eaten there once. I mean, I was probably 16, 17 years old when I ate there, so lots changed at Disney since then. Um, but overall, what are your kind of thoughts on the Canadian Pavilion?
I will agree that it's very underrated and very underappreciated until you go to a lot of it is inspired by Banff. And I was just in Banff like a couple of months ago. And I'd been again, just like Disney, I'd been several years ago to Banff. And when you go and you start really looking around, it's like, okay, I can see this in my head. But yeah, I think it's a fantastic pavilion. There's just not a whole lot going on. Um,
Now let me stop you just for a second here for those people who don't know what Banff is. I mean, I absolutely do. I
mhm.
know what it is. I know what it is. I do. What you you want to maybe explain what it is?
Banff. Well, I mean, Banff itself. I mean, it's a park system, really. Banff is a town. It's in Canada. It's up in the Rockies. You just follow the Rockies straight up, and lots of beautiful, picturesque scenery. I took a lot of photos. If anybody wants to follow me on social media and just stare at my photos, feel free. It's all under my own name. But you look at these things, and I've got pictures that I took that look like some sort of postcard. And that's just what you've got, and that's what Disney, I think, really tried hard to recreate with this. And I mean, there's only so much you can do in Florida and try to create the Canadian Rockies. Um, But yeah, I do. I feel like nobody appreciates Canada as much as they probably could, but I also feel it's probably Disney's fault somewhat for underutilizing the space.
Agreed.
Um, Maybe it's just because I don't Canada and the US, I mean, maybe it's just too close. I don't know. Of
Yeah,
course, we have the Mexico thing that we just talked about. Yeah,
I agree. I think it's very underutilized. Maybe not so much underappreciated because I don't think there's enough to it to really appreciate. I mean,
that's
they
fair.
don't
Yeah.
have, there's not a whole lot of stuff. You've got I think the biggest thing that people would know is you've got kind of the scenic front, and unless you start walking down through the garden area, you wouldn't realize how much is back behind it because
Yeah, you miss it completely.
the next thing you know, you're hitting the stage area where they have music, which is that's probably the best feature of it. I mean, they've got the Circle Vision show, which I have not done in probably 30 years. But we've tended to kind of avoid the Circle Vision stuff because it just it's not really updated a whole lot. I think the last time we saw it, it was narrated by like Martin Short. So that will that will date the that will date it on how
Yeah.
it is. I mean, the steakhouse when we went was phenomenal. The beer cart is always phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Um, but that's really kind of it. I mean, they've got the cool totems. They're representing the natives in Canada and stuff, which I think is cool. But I mean, most of the time, what gets us to stop and do anything in Canada is one, buying a beer, or two, stopping to listen to music.
Poutine.
That poutine too. All
Poutine.
right, fair
Poutine
enough.
stops me every time, and it's not the best poutine I've ever had either.
No, no, it's
Um,
really not.
the fries aren't quite warm enough, and the cheese is always too cold. But you know what? I'll take what I can get.
That's right. Eating food at Disney is an experience, but I mean, there's a great couple of photo spots there. The music, they often have different styles there. I mean, and I mean, this may just be in my head, but it feels like I saw it one time where there were guys in kilts. Like, well, hold on a second. This is a little out of place, but I
The
mean,
Canadian kilted yaksman for you Ren and Stimpy fans out there. Yeah, memory unlocked right there.
oh my
Uh,
God, I have not thought about that. Oh man, that was a good one. Man, you have to cut into the video and just have a little clip of that on there.
it's a universal property, but nah.
Yeah, hey, who cares?
Yeah,
Yeah, so, I mean, there and really, whenever you talk about unfinished Epcot stuff, there's not really ever anything with the Canadian Pavilion. You hear
I
about
was about to
stuff
say, was
that
there supposed to be more to it, and they just were like,
yeah, I
ah,
don't I don't think so. So whenever you think about like unfinished attractions and stuff, you have, the various things, whether it's the Mary Poppins or the River Thames ride in Great Britain, which we'll hit on next, or the canceled Mount Fuji coaster for Japan, whatever it may be, like there's never anything for Canada. And that may have been by design originally because all of these pavilions initially were sponsored by the countries they represented. And the whole kind of point of the World Showcase was to make it a permanent World's Fair, which was supposed to draw tourism. So, Canada has their Circle Vision. They've got Steakhouse. They've got the beautiful scenery. They've got poutine and beer. Y'all want to come visit us? Let us know. If not, move it on down the line. It kind of feels like.
I I think that there should be. I mean, you hit it there that they used to be sponsored, and why they're not now. I think all of these countries are missing out on a golden opportunity to really advertise and be like, "Hey, you want a tour? Come here. We got a, we've got this nice office over here. Let me tell you more about the Great White North, eh?"
Eh?
And
Well, yeah, I mean, kind of to wrap up Canada as we're getting ready to walk through to the United Kingdom. It's definitely something if the band's playing, grab you a Labatt Blue, get you some poutine, and listen because the music's always great. Walking by, stopping and listening, always great. Used to be able to vouch for the steakhouse. It's been long enough. I really can't do that anymore.
I've never been. This was. I had this discussion with my wife. I said, I don't think that we've been to any of the restaurants in Epcot. As no, as I we are those people that are stopping at every kiosk along the way and like grabbing something to drink and like let's try a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and a little bit of da. I don't think we've ever sat down at any of the restaurants.
There's a few that are worth it, and there's a
Oh,
few that are not.
one, we sat down at the big one in the Mexico Pavilion and watched the fireworks.
Not oh, okay, outside, yeah.
No, we sat inside. We were able to sit inside, and then get a big glass thing. You can see the lake out there and the fireworks, and it was
Hmm.
great.
Oh, that may be something relatively new because yeah, we've yeah, we'll definitely talk about it as one of the top places to watch fireworks whenever we make our way over there. But speaking of one of the top places to watch fireworks, well, it used to be anyway, was the United Kingdom Pavilion. This is a beautifully done area. This is another one that's not a whole lot to it. There's not an attraction. Like there's not a circle vision. There's a meet and greet with Mary Poppins and Alice. You can do a meet and greet there. The biggest thing there is you on the water is the Rose and Crown pub restaurant, which we used to always kind of finagle to get out on the patio, and then we would hang out, for a couple of hours to watch the fireworks. And it's not like we would just go and like sit there and kind of bullshit and waste time. Like, we're getting, they've got one of the best beer flights. It's
Yeah.
like five, you know, United Kingdom beers because the last one is Guinness. So that's covering the whole United Kingdom. They have one of the best places to get fish and chips. I mean, it's phenomenal and it's just a walk up stand. One of the things though that I'm sad because I don't think you ever got to experience was over around the side there's a gazebo. And back in the day, they would have a musical show called it was like the British Revolution or something like that. They would do 3 or 4 shows a day, and it was Beatle impersonators and really, really good ones.
Mm.
And
That's
every show was a different decade that the Beatles were in. So like the first show they were in like their 19 late 50s, early 60s, suits and everything and would play music from that decade. And then you got into like the early 60s and then the late 60s and then right before they were breaking up and after the breakup and they all wore costumes to go along with it and the look to them. They found people that looked like the Beatles and sang like them. I mean, even down to the guy who was doing Paul McCartney played a right-handed bass left-handed. Like they went all out for it. And it was one of the like best parts of EPCOT was seeing them
They
perform.
they had a music show when we were there, and but it wasn't that. It's I think they were just playing like Britpop stuff. They were
Yeah.
out there, and you had the guys in the punk rock jacket, and then there's another guy in a kilt, and then and they're up there. Today is gonna be the day. Da, 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 da. They're playing Oasis and
Fucking
like
Oasis. Oh, sorry.
yeah.
Freaking Oasis.
But and I think they played like Oasis, and they played a couple other things that the Ramones, and if you think of iconic British punk pop kind of music, probably some Robbie Williams. Shout out to Rob. Um, but I doubt it because nobody knows Robbie Williams. But
Millennium.
hell um, the one song that he absolutely despises. But
Love
no,
that
so
song.
they had that back there, and then the only I was there for Christmas, and that's where Santa was, and
Oh,
Santa was he was green. I for some reason, yeah. I was like, why is Santa in green? But okay,
dude, when you first said that, I was like, you sure it wasn't the Grinch? But then I'm like, oh wait, wrong
nope,
part. Never mind.
nope. It was Santa. He was just decked out in green for some reason. I think I took a picture of it, but
That's interesting. That's yeah. But this is one of those places that I would highly recommend. Rose and Crown Pub is one of the best restaurants in Epcot.
if
Now,
you could get in, because it's always stupid crowded.
right. Well, because I mean, we with the whole fireworks thing, this was all during Reflections of Earth, Illuminations, Reflection of Earth.
Okay,
So
yeah,
we're talking for decades, right? We would plan it just right. Well, I think Disney caught on to people doing that. And so now, if you try to do that, like, no, it's you can either get it as like the Eat to the Beat series for the American
mm-hmm.
Pavilion where they do the bands, or it's like $80 a person to sit there, and it's like a four-course meal. And we checked into it last time, and both of my kids, my daughter, this was when we went back in May. My daughter just turned 7, and my son had just turned 2, and they were like, "Oh no, there's no like kids menu, there's no other options. It's $80. They get a four-course meal." I'm like, "What? That's stupid."
My kids are not going to eat a four-course meal.
No, and the crap you're serving, like I'm looking at what they're serving, and I'm like, "Your kids
Yeah,
aren't going to eat
yeah,
that anyway." It's one of those like really kind of sad parts of the Epcot we knew
yeah,
for forever. And that, the other thing too was people that would go and sit out there specifically for fireworks. Again, it's not like they're just sitting there taking up the spot drinking a tea or a water. I mean, everybody's got a beer, everybody's got appetizers, got a salad. Um, they're having full meals. It was just pacing,
yeah.
which I guess at that point, Disney wants the turn and burn service unless you're going to spend $80 a person, which is really really disappointing. But really, there's not a whole lot to the UK pavilion. You've got the restaurant, you've got the walk up service, you've got the have you had a chance to see Mary Poppins or Alice in the
No, I've tried, and no, it's like the app's like they're here, and I'm like, no, they're not.
Yeah, we've seen both. We've gotten pictures with them, and they're good. They're good little meet and greets. I know Alice was a lot better than Mary Poppins with it. Alice took the time. She walks over, grabs my daughter's hand, walks her back, kneels down, is talking to her about flowers and butterfly, all the girl stuff
Yeah,
that she loves. And it was a good experience for that. But I going back to like the music, the food now is just way out of price range for normal people. The UK pavilion to me has gone from what I would have said back in the day was a solid 9 pavilion to stop at, to now it's like it's a mediocre, maybe a grade above uh Canada, but not by much. I will
yeah,
say on a,
really stopping and thinking about everything that's there. Yeah, I mean, it's a bunch of shops that you're probably not going to buy anything at. I don't need a tea set. The most fun I had with the UK pavilion was taking pictures of everything and sending them to my friends in the UK. And
that's
and
funny.
yeah, and being like, "What do you think?" And they were like, "It doesn't really look anything like anything in the UK." So, I mean, we the fire hydrant, that's accurate. I was like, "That's a real fire hydrant from um,
That's not a
but
prop.
no, well, yeah, well, and that's what they were like. All right, maybe London in like the 1800s or something. And then, my favorite was going by the fish and chips deal, and everybody they're like, Americans going to stand in line that long for some fish and chips, and they said it's not even a proper chippy. Where's the mushy peas?
Oh,
Where's the right? Like they
oh.
start going on and then
I think the only thing that like really kind of identifies it to me is like, oh hey, the UK is that they got that bright red fake phone booth
yeah,
that if
yeah.
my memory serves me correctly, it used to be a working phone. Like you could go in there and it would give you like you could call uh within the park to make like reservations for like restaurants. Like it had like a hanging book where you could like call like the restaurant to
That'd
make
be
a reservation.
convenient.
And then
Or at the
that 100% may be something that I just imagined and thought about, but I could swear that that's what it was.
or at the very least, and if I see this, I'll know you stole my idea. But you put the phone back in and you pick it up and have it call whatever.
Ah, something,
Yeah,
right?
you've got a character on the phone trying to talk to you about jolly good this and that, old man. I don't Mickey with an English accent for some reason. I don't know.
It would be good like you pick up the phone and it gives you like show times around World
That'd
Showcase.
be nice. Yeah.
Like,
Well, and something, well, I don't know. I don't know. That's speculation. Something like that may happen because I read that Disney's trying to get rid of people walking around staring at their phones the whole time,
geez, who
which
could imagine that
I'm
wouldn't work out well?
I'm like you literally have an entire app that your whole park existence is supposed to work off of, and now you're like, people quit staring at your phones. What it is, they're not making money on their stupid pictures,
Right.
and yeah,
Yeah.
so
That,
people are going to have to buy the photo pass. But
well, because
we're
people
talking
are
about
like this instead of looking in the shops. That's what it
yeah,
is.
yeah. But that's we're talking about World Pavilion. I could get started on Disney and their policies and practices, and but
Oh,
we
we will. We will. We
we
are
we heart Disney. I'm from
well, that's it. And so as we come down to it, yeah, we've got that's kind of it with the UK Pavilion. I would highly recommend at least trying Rose and Crown. What's cool, like you could stop there and get a beer on draft, like right there, like authentic British beer. It's awesome. They've got, Logan's favorite place, the tea shop. Apparently they've got you can buy like soccer jerseys, and I'm gonna call it
yeah,
soccer. I don't care what any UK fan calls it. It's soccer. Um,
football. Yes, yes.
Apparently, you can buy Beatles merchandise there, and there's a perfume shop somewhere back there that I have never heard nor smelled of. So,
I'm sure I've been in it. Yeah, it's so funny. It's like, let's see, UK Pavilion, the Beatles. And I mean, stupid Americans, yeah, fine. Fine, yeah, we're gonna buy into it. Now, okay, to be fair, because I'm like, why can't we get some, again, shout out, can we get some like Robbie Williams merchandise? He's only like the biggest thing in the UK, not that anybody here knows it, but one of these days I'll get his endorsement. No, next to I did see next to on that you go into that shop where they sell the jerseys and you wander through it and actually there's a room that looks like bed knobs and broomsticks with the flags, the old armory,
Oh,
and
okay.
that's kind of cool. But there's a wall and they sell the Beatles crap, and then next to it is I know, is a wall of like Monty Python stuff. And they have like the Ministry of Silly Walks and things like that.
Oh,
And that made me happy
I
because
have
that's a
never
very
noticed that.
deep cut kind of British thing. Um, we all know Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and we might know Life of Brian.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, some deep cut money. I think they've got the parrot shirt in there and
The
stuff like
Dead
that.
Baron.
So, yes.
That's funny. And
So,
now, like as we talk about this, as we talk about the UK Pavilion, you're right. It almost feels like the Disney Imagineers sat there and they were like, "All right, what makes you think of Britain? Fish and chips. Boom, stand. A pub. Boom, stand. The Beatles. Boom, show. Mary Poppins. Boom, meet and greet.
yeah.
Red telephone booth. Boom, there. Like it was really kind of just the stereotypical stuff rather than like looking for any kind of authenticity, which again makes me like the UK would have originally sponsored this pavilion, and they were cool with all that. Like, just
Well, and I mean, I'm sure that's where the like I said, you've got the Queen Elizabeth because it's her official seal is on the. There's a fire hydrant right next to that phone booth, and I think there's a Royal Mail uh,
that's right.
mailbox
Yeah,
right there as well. Um, so I mean, yeah, person from the Board of Tourism, I'm not saying the ambassador to England has to post up office in Disney World. However, that would be pretty epic. But
I would.
um, yeah, it's like, oh well, these are all the stereotypical things that are featured in all the Disney movies anyway. So sure, fine.
That's fair. That's fair. That is what we know from what British movies we have. So it's very much like Mary Poppins style,
Yeah,
which okay.
it's the same thing when you know my family. We all went to Rome one year, and everybody's got these images of it's the Colosseum and the this, and I think it's probably the same thing. And we'll talk about the French Pavilion here in just a second. But you go to France and you're like, the Eiffel Tower and the this and the berets and Meui and Lumiere. Yeah, right. And then you get there and you're like, this is a filthy, stinking, disgusting city. Yeah, but you get there and it's a city. Again, you can say the same thing about New York. We romanticize all of this, and then you get there, it's like graffiti on the walls and this, and it smells weird, and people are rude, and well, and I said that when I was trying to sell the idea of Disney and Epcot and the World Pavilion to my family. I said you don't understand. I said Disney does a bang up job as much as I'm going to sit here and knock them for certain things. They do a bang up job and they can literally do Hawaii better than Hawaii can.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and let's before we move on to the French Pavilion, let's talk about the attraction. There are multiple attractions with the United Kingdom that were supposed to be there and they were canceled, they were brought back, they've been I mean, So originally there was supposed to be a ride through that was similar to El Rio de Tiempo in Mexico, which was before the Grand Fiesta Tour. It was the essentially like a boat ride trying to sell a package to you to go to Mexico, right? So it was supposed to be a river ride on the river Thames. Is that how you say it?
Mhm.
Thames.
That's that's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so that was initially supposed to be in it, but of course the Epcot budget was so overinflated, even for the 1980s, that it was originally it was pushed back and supposed to be done in like phase two, and then just completely canceled. Then back in the 90s, there was the big, the Disney decade is what Michael Eisner referred to it as. They were going to be pushing out movies. They were going to be doing stuff in the theme parks. They were going to be revamping, different rides. They were going to be adding a second gate to uh, Disneyland, which became the abysmal California Adventure on opening day. But part of that was going to be a Mary Poppins ride. Well, then, of course, as all good things do, it got canceled. Then we have it brought back up in like 2017, 2016, something like that, when they brought out all of the stuff they were going to do to Epcot to completely revamp it. And now all of a sudden it's back on the table. Like they are doing a Mary Poppins ride. And then everything happened with COVID,
Yep.
which essentially shut down the majority of the planned stuff for Epcot, which I think the only thing that we got from that original plan was the revamped Future World garden area with the fountain being removed, and Guardians of the Galaxy was all that came from that. So there have been ideas behind improving this spot because, like I said, it doesn't even have a circle vision. I mean, this is pure like merchandise and give
Yeah.
us your money, Disney, for this location.
And yeah, as you're talking about this, I'm like a Mary Poppins ride. I'm like, what does that even look like? What part of Mary Poppins can we adapt into some sort of ride? I
If I remember correctly, again, we've been trying to plan this video for a while now, so we kind
Yeah.
of suddenly got like, hey, we've got time, let's do it today. If I remember correctly, it was going to be a similar style to Peter Pan's Flight, where but you're on with it, but with the umbrella,
Okay,
where you're
because I'm thinking you go into the chalk painting and like I always thought that
there.
was one of the coolest.
There was something to do with that as well. I mean, they went through so many different concepts of what it was
Yeah.
going to be, but I mean, it never got past. I don't even think they
That's
did.
something else that would make this pavilion cooler. If can we get a guy doing chalk art down on the.
That's a great
Does
idea.
he have to be Bert? That would be nice. But the Bert variant down there drawing something on the ground and kind of, oh, I know that shadow anywhere. Probably,
Then the
or
TVA
something. And
shows up and grabs him and takes him away.
right. And where's Big Ben?
I don't. Yeah, that's another one that you feel is kind of an iconic
If
structure.
we're gonna have the phone booths and stuff, why don't we just have Big Ben?
We have the Eiffel Tower.
I know, and I hate to admit it took me a couple of visits before I realized that was back there. I looked up at one point and was like, "Hey, the Eiffel Tower is right there."
That's
Um, I thought I was nuts at first, and then actually we got on the Skyway and we're going back here behind it, and you can really see it back there. I was like, "Oh yeah, I knew I wasn't nuts." Okay.
well, that's a good segue, man. Let's go ahead and take a little walk across the bridge right there where you cross the riverway where you can catch a boat to the boardwalk. You can catch a Skyliner there, which highly recommend. Highly recommend. Even the boat ride is great. That's right there. Like you can take the boat and it'll take you to Hollywood Studios. It'll take you over to the boardwalk. Well, Boardwalk used to have the ESPN Club, which had the best freaking hot
Mhm.
dog on property. I mean, putting Casey's Corner to shame. Like this was like a half pound chili
That's
dog.
saying something.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it was a monster. So we crossed that bridge there, and we are coming into the France Pavilion, which is one that has had a lot of changes over the last few years. We got they do a lot in France. Like there is a lot going on there from the restaurants, you've got the quick service, you've got the spots that you can get wine, you've got the Eiffel Tower, you've got scenery that is very reminiscent of what I would assume is meant to be kind of turn of the century France, not current current France. And trying man, there's so much going on at this one. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is the big one that was there. And I take it back. I said that the only thing that came from that Michael Eisner thing before COVID was Guardians of the Galaxy, but Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, which came over from Disneyland Paris, or for us old timers, Euro Disney.
Euro Disney.
That one came over from there, and it's a cool little ride. Have y'all gotten a chance to go on that?
We haven't. The line is always stupid long, and that's one of those movies too that I just
It's a cute ride. It's a cute ride to do once or twice, but is it worth an hour and a half wait or more? No. This ride is max a 45-minute wait that I would be like we completely skipped it this last time we went. And that's saying something considering my son had never ridden it. And we're like, yeah, we're not waiting. I think it was like like 190 minutes. I'm like,
dude, no.
No. This
in the
is
in the hot Florida sun,
no.
even in May, it's still like
Oh, it was still yeah, it was still hot. They have the Beauty and the Beast sing along, which I think is something cute. We've missed it the last couple of times just because of timing stuff with restaurants and stuff like that. They've also got a Circle Vision uh movie there, Impressions of France, or for the French speakers, Impressions de France. So that
impressions.
there you
Anyway,
go. Thank you. So for all of the French fans who are listening, yeah, I'm Texan. I'm not even going to try to do that.
mais
It's
oui. Anyway,
it's a good one. It's a really good one. I mean, that's another one that I saw 30 years ago when we went in 1995. It was the first time that we had gone since 1988. So a lot had changed. And so, we hit everything at that point, but there's a lot of stuff like that where now it's like, well, I don't want to go and sit and watch a movie where I got to do that the whole damn time.
yeah,
Like I just want to watch the damn movie and
I've
let me.
I've done I've done the Canadian one, and we did the one in China, and yeah, it's like, okay.
Yeah. So I would
And
definitely say Remy's Ratatouille Adventure next time y'all go. For a first time, I would give it.
and it's completely different now because they took out the 3D element.
That's what I heard, and I'm trying to figure out how that's going to work because the 3D element to that thing was kind of the core of it. Now, that's one of the really cool things about it is the scenery and the sets. I mean, there are full size like live sets that you're going through while you're sitting in this little car. It's I think it was Disney's first trackless ride this style. I know they had done, Universe of Energy, the great movie ride that were trackless and all that, but as far as like a single seater car goes, it's completely trackless. And you go through certain parts where, I mean, you look up and there's, carts that are the size of the humans in the movie compared to
Hmm.
you as a mouse. They did amazing theming on it. Even down to you're kind of weaving in and out, and they've got boxes of vegetables that are, huge. So as you go through the queue line, you slowly realize you're starting to shrink to the size of a mouse. And then when you get off the ride, you're heading out of the ride, everything starts getting bigger in the line. So the theming is really good. So I would advise y'all, like, give it an hour and 15 minutes for a first time to go on it, because it is kind of a cool ride.
But it's one of those things. Yeah, I'd like to see it just because I, can appreciate Disney Imagineering and everything that they do.
Yeah.
You know, uh, but again, it's one of those movies that it came out, when I was older and wasn't really watching newer Disney stuff at all. And it's like I really didn't care about this mouse that was cooking for me. And so,
Which is
I'm
such a
obviously,
weird concept to begin with. Like
yeah,
that.
I'm obviously going to gravitate toward, properties that I recognize. And yeah, and that one I just, yeah,
I mean, honestly, I had never watched it all the way through until I had kids. I mean,
yeah.
I had seen bits and pieces of it, and that was about it until, my kids had gotten into, or my daughter more so, because my son's still little and he only wants to watch like three different shows on a constant basis, whether it's Muppet Babies, Toy Story, and then whatever else he wants to watch that has dinosaurs on it. But well, let's talk. So the restaurants. So I have never done any of the walk up restaurants here. One time we ate in the main restaurant that's right there that has all the glass
Yeah, yeah.
window. I ate there once. I had escargot for the first time. That would have been like 1998 when we went and did that. Maybe 2000. No, you know what? It was 2000 when we went that we ate there. And the only thing that was memorable about it to me was having escargot, which, I mean, it's just snails and salsa anyway. So it was, I thought it was fine. I mean, I'm not going out trying to eat it at like some random restaurant in Central Texas, but you put me in Epcot and yes and please.
There's a place in Luling actually that has escargot. It's stupid, but yeah, uh,
Wow.
yeah. I'd tell you the name of it, but she's not a sponsor, so.
Yet.
But yeah, but now I stopped at one of the little just walk up quick service places and got bread or cheese or something. That's how memorable it was. It was like, let's stop and get macaroons. It's something.
They do have the macaroons there. They do have a big area where they've got like a bunch of different macaroons, if memory serves correctly.
I think it was that place, but I know it was in France, and I don't remember. That's what I say. Yeah, like bread and cheese, and if I know Megan, that's what we got. Some sort of charcuterie board, and I sat there and did my Lumiere voice the whole time, or sang like La Poissons or something like that.
Yeah, it's weird to think, like, as many times as I've been, I have never even gotten a croissant there.
Okay, so
Like, I
what?
feel
So They're missing that opportunity. I understand that Ariel's got her own thing, like in two different parks now. But can we get like Chef Louis walking around like La Poisson?
So there used to be, this is a extinct Epcot thing, which it freaks me out, but it also on the same side like makes me kind of miss this era, was in the restaurant right there, and I can't think of the name of it. Um, that has the all the glass. I mean, it's right there. They have the living statues that do stuff out in front of it. Um, they had an animatronic on a cart that they would push around, and they would open it up, and it was the little rat from Ratatouille that was on it. And I'm like, I get you're trying to do some, IP stuff in the parks and France and Ratatouille and stuff, but is the rat in the restaurant really the way we want to go with this one?
The image that we're trying to put out. Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. That's an extinct Epcot animatronic for you there. I never got that. I get the IP stuff, but there's a lot of other Beauty and the Beast, like you said,
You
is a
know that
much.
animatronic is now in somebody's house, and they bought it at that weird thrift store thing that's over there by Disney, where they sell all their old nuts.
I would assume it's
Somebody's
either it's either there or it's like rotting in some like yard somewhere, like they used to have at Hollywood Studios with all
it's
the old um like ride, or not ride, I'm sorry, the screen used like vehicles and stuff. They just let
it's
them
back
rot.
there. It's back there in the graveyard with the riverboat and
Wait, which riverboat? The one from Magic Kingdom or the ones from
yes,
Animal Kingdom, the riverboat cruise or whatever they had?
yeah. I forgot about that too. Or
Just
the sub from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea that they sank off the coast down there somewhere.
Yep, off of the Castaway Key. Yeah, it's
The
he's
Nautilus.
he's hanging out down there with them. But like France is one of those places that to me it's very much outside of the Ratatouille. The restaurant, I don't have an opinion of it because again, that was 20 years ago, 25 years ago that I ate there, and the only thing that sticks out to me is the escargot, which was fine. But I mean, it is one that kind of lights up during the different festivals. They do Flower and Garden, they do the Food and Wine. That's one that is kind of a must stop whenever they have the Food and Wine Festival, because as of course French wine is going to be the go-to. And I'm not a big wine drinker, but I'll drink it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say no to it. It's not like I'm stopping there to get a French beer. I mean, I
it's it's a cultural experience.
that's a great way to put it.
Yes.
That is a
Uh-huh.
great
Hmm.
that is that's excellent. That is an excellent way to put it. But what we're gonna do real quick, everybody, we are gonna take a very fast break as we get ready to round the corner and head over to Morocco because I have some opinions about that. And we will see y'all on the other side of the break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Hopefully, y'all stuck around as we are heading into Morocco. Not a whole lot going on here. I really don't have
There it
a.
is.
Yeah, and we're going past it. No.
No, so I mean, there's a nice shop there where you can get some flatbread and some hummus,
Yeah, you can.
some some kebab meat, I guess.
There's a bar.
Oh,
I mean, there's literally like a bar. Like you walk in and it's a bar.
you
Um,
you go you go down a seedy back alley and you can meet Princess Jasmine.
Oh, that's right. There is the Jasmine meet and greet. Okay. That's a good one. They occasionally will have belly dancers, which is kind of cool. Um, it's really, and the reason, and let me preface this. So with the drinking around the world, one of the things, so my oldest nephew, he is getting ready to turn 30. He'll be 30 at the end of December. So for his 21st birthday, he wanted to go to Disney World. So we did. And he wanted to drink around the world. So my sister, who way over, like when you give her a task, she's gonna like take it to 1,000, right? So she made all of us, it was me, my wife, my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother-in-law, my oldest nephew who was 21, and then his younger brother who was 16 at the time. I told the story I think last time about betting for him to wear the Japanese or the Chinese hat where
Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah,
was,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so this is that trip. Um so she made us all lanyards with cards that were laminated on them, and I have it around here. I'll see if I can find it and take a picture and put it over the video. So anybody listening on audio, go check out the YouTube channel. And she found beers at every. She had done the research and found beers at every pavilion because my brother-in-law is not drinking liquor at Epcot. Like you're not doing that. So we found, so in Morocco, it was like this little, right as you're walking through on your left hand side, you just walk in and like it's a full bar. Like you like full on bar. And it's really kind of neat because you walk in and it's very immersive. And I think it's tied to the restaurant that's right there. Now that I'm kind of refreshing my memory on it, it's tied to the restaurant where you can sit outside right there. Now, whenever I say on your left, keeping in mind we're walking towards the American Adventure, um,
Okay,
it's a
yeah,
very immersive style bar. Like you walk in there and you feel,
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, you feel very much, like you're in Morocco, as I would assume it would be. But um, the detail to it is really really good. The architecture is fantastic, and a little Disney Easter egg, Logan. Not sure if you know this, but if you look from across World Showcase, where you're starting at the beginning, right outside of Future World, if you look across World Showcase to Morocco, you can see the Tower of Terror in the background. Or there's some angle that you can see the Tower of Terror in the background, and they
Huh.
actually painted the Moroccan buildings to make it look like the Tower of Terror fits in with them from that viewpoint.
No, I didn't know that.
That was it was kind of the or they painted the Tower of Terror to match. It was something with the immersion of how you view it so it looks like it's part of the Morocco pavilion.
That's pretty cool. That explains why the tower terror is that weird brown color. All right.
There you go. There you go. The other really kind of the only other thing with with Morocco was for a time within the last couple of years there was a certain part of one of the buildings that was a almost identical to a male appendage, and people were constantly taking pictures with it, and from what I remember people were lining up to take pictures with this side of the building. And Disney went in and they got rid of that. They took that thing down. They de-erected the erection.
I like that. That's nice.
So I mean, Logan, what's your thoughts? Morocco, have y'all done much? I know you said y'all do the walk-ups, the walk-up food and stuff. Anything there that
Yeah,
y'all
I mean,
had?
I've walked up and gotten flatbread and hummus and naan and sat down and kicked it over there. But yeah, there's really not a whole lot going on in Morocco. I met Princess Jasmine. Like
That
to
may
drink the
almost be
Moroccan
worth it.
coffee.
Oh,
Oh,
that's cool.
to meet Princess Jasmine. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Um, if you've never had Moroccan coffee, I recommend it.
And really, Morocco is really kind of the only African, Middle Eastern major representation in EPCOT other than the Outpost, which we will talk about that on the next one. Um, had a lady online in a Disney group on Facebook mention that she was offended because there was no representation of Africa in World Showcase, and I made the point to tell her, well, one, you have Morocco, but two, hop on over to Animal Kingdom. That is
The whole park,
they
yes.
made a whole half of a park.
There's a whole hotel.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Morocco, and I'm gonna put that on my to do list next time, man. I had never even thought about the Moroccan coffee there.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
yeah. Well, everybody, we have hit the center point of World Showcase, which to me is, not only as a proud American, we have hit the American Adventure, which to me is probably one of the best pavilions of the entire park, which makes sense. Initially, this was supposed to be the starting point of the World Showcase. It was supposed to be on the front side of everything. It was not meant to be in the very back, but the Imagineers figured out, well, no, we're going to have people who want to do that and see the American Adventure show and everything. So let's put it all the way back here so they have to walk the whole thing and see everything else. So that
And
is,
then that does put it like smack in the middle too,
yep,
the way
yep.
it's laid out. So, and I mean, makes sense. And then, okay, I was gonna say by and far it's typically Americans that are experiencing this park. Not entirely true, but for the most part, since it's in Florida, let's say it's mostly Americans that are experiencing this. Why not have them experience other things? And then we get to the cool part, and it's like Sam the Eagle. Why is there not Sam the Eagle representation in America? Uh,
Because because he was supposed to be at the Muppets and just stay there forever and not get replaced by freaking Monsters Inc. He was supposed to be there doing his show, and at the end, the grand finale, the 3 hour finale of the end of Muppet Vision. That was that was what he was supposed to do. That's what the Lord intended for him to do in this park, and now we have gone and
well,
ruined that.
now that we've uprooted Sam, can we just put him over there now? Just
I I think he should have a presence. He should have something because it's not like they're going to move him over to Rock and Roller Coaster with Electric Mayhem.
he should narrate the American Adventure Show. That would be fantastic. Just
That would be the weirdest thing, like trying to keep it so serious. And it's like, is that damn Sam the Eagle
the
talking?
American Adventure.
When I hear him do the song, America, like, I want him to do it. Spread your golden wings. But this is honestly one of my favorite areas of Epcot. So I mean, the colonial America aesthetic is awesome. If you've never gotten a chance to see the drum and fife, you know, core come out, amazing, like they're just awesome. Inside of the pavilion is you have so much going on. You have all they constantly change the artwork inside of the pavilion for different times of year. The Voices of Liberty are probably top 5 in the entire Walt Disney World uh shows for the entire park. Um the show like the you go up for the show, the American Adventure, and you go upstairs or an escalator, which just tons of flags hanging. I mean, even down to very unique flags like the Republic of Texas when Texas was our own country. You've got so much going on in this pavilion that it truly is. And they, of course, it's the host pavilion. It's supposed to represent the host country in a World's Fair style, which is what, like I said earlier, this is what it is. I mean, this is to me the perfect pavilion. And then right across from the American Adventure is what is it? The American Gardens Theater? Is that where,
Something like that. Yeah.
yeah, where whenever they have their Eat to the Beat or whatever series, like they have bands that really should be touring like big stadium. They just had the Beach Boys with John Stamos.
As funny as it is, um, last time I was there, of course, you've got this colonial American aesthetic and all this bunting and all the stuff, and everything is red, white, and blue and whatever. And the band they had playing, though, was Herman's Hermits,
I've seen them.
one of the most British bands in the history of anything. Enter the eighth time I am. And I was like, all right.
Yep. I've seen them. I saw it with so it's all you gotta always be careful and clarify. It's Herman's Hermits featuring Peter Noon.
Yes.
Which he was the singer anyway. Um
Yeah, whatever.
yeah. Well, for copyright stuff, we got to make sure we name it correctly. But yeah, I saw last time we were there, we saw Boys to Men.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I've seen back in the day, it used to be during the Flower and Garden Festival, they would do like 60s bands. And so that's when we saw Herman's Hermits. Um we saw the Association.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, yeah, we
Wow.
saw we saw Arlo Guthrie.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to go pull some of these archival stuff from my home videos and throw a couple on here. Like, just the stuff that is there is
That's
so cool.
that's I in my brain I'm like, you get to see this for free.
Right. Like it's
It's included in your admission price. It's not free.
right. Yeah. Like you're
Yeah.
definitely paying to see these bands, but yeah, I mean, like just and then during the holiday season, you have the people reading the Christmas story, not a Christmas
Yes.
story, but the Christmas story. We were
However, that
there.
would be nice if they would just come up and read a Christmas story.
We were there Christmas 2004. Like we were there on Christmas in 2004, and we got to watch Gary Sinise read it.
Thought I'd try out my sea legs.
Well, you ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dane.
Yes, I know that.
Huh.
Yeah, old Lieutenant Dan, uh, getting his Christmas story on, and it was awesome. Like the pavilion itself is so good. I mean, you've got the you've got that little stand right there that has some really good mixed drinks. The blackberry moonshine drink that they make, phenomenal. Right there. Have y'all had that one?
I have, yes.
Yeah, that's an amazing drink there. You've now let me ask you this. Just recently they put in that barbecue restaurant right there in the American Pavilion. Do you know about this?
Yes,
Have you eaten there?
I have not.
Okay.
We being again like the Texas thing. Whenever we see barbecue, sometimes it's just kind of like, and just keep moving.
That's 100% correct. We ate one time at the was it in Animal Kingdom Barbecue-osaurus or whatever the
Yeah.
place is, and I mean it was okay. I would put it on par with like Bill Miller, so not terrible, but it's not, like I'm making it at home where, I know it's awesome, but
Having said that, again, we go back to I always start at the Mexico Pavilion, and it's like, yeah,
right.
makes no sense.
No. No, but here's so and this is something that we'll definitely talk about on the next episode when we make it to Mexico. Very much different style of food than what we're
Yes.
or I would say, and no offense to you, but very much different than what you're used to. Because I grew up an hour and a half from Mexico. So what we had down there was very much
Oh
more
yeah. No. Yeah.
Mexican food, which is what they have at the pavilion versus like the
Yeah.
Tex-Mex that we have here in Central Texas. So,
I was actually thinking like some of the stuff that they have like at the Mexico Pavilion, at least some of the walk-up things that I've had as far as tacos go are very more like California than they even are Mexico.
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
that's
so,
that's true.
but that's for another episode.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, tell me, I mean, I feel like I've been kind of bogarting the stuff with and again, guys, the American Adventure is probably my favorite pavilion in the World Showcase. I mean, I could go on forever about the actual show itself and how I mean, this has got to
Oh yeah.
be it's an amazing show telling the history of the United States, even getting down to with slavery and the quote by Frederick Douglass in just a beautiful as somebody who's loves history, like it's that is one that I will never miss. I will never miss the American Adventure. And for what it's worth, the last time we went, even my son at 2 years old sat through probably about 60% of it and then he fell asleep, which fair enough. But my daughter will sit through the whole thing and she loves it. The music, Golden Dream,
Hmm.
like just it's perfection to me. It is absolute 100% perfection. Logan, tell me about it.
I mean, no, you pretty much spot on as far as the American Pavilion goes. I mean, again, I think there are other things that we could shove in there too, is like representation, little fun things. I keep bringing those up with each pavilion, but I think it'd be cool to literally have George Washington stand there and greet people. Something, I don't know, some figure. Just like I think the UK pavilion, something. Why can't we get impersonators of the king
That's a fair point.
or the
That's
queen? Well, instead of, I mean, I know it's Disney and we love Donald Duck and whatever. Um, why can't we bring some of the more, there are tribute artists, impersonators, whatever you want to call them, all over the place. I think that that would be really cool, the colonial America aspect. If we could bring some of that into that pavilion, that's the only thing really that it's missing. You you literally all of presidents and bring them over.
yeah. That's a fair thing because whenever
The
you think
founding
about it,
fathers, at least. It
something.
may Ben Franklin. Yeah.
Yeah, just randomly Ben Franklin out in like some area where it's not even a meet and greet. He's just out there flying a kite. Like let's do
Yeah,
let's do something.
that'd be really cool.
Have like a roped off section where you've got somebody impersonating Thomas and these don't even have to be real meet and greets, just kind of live action exposure where you have a roped off section where a guy impersonating Thomas Jefferson is sitting there like he's writing the Declaration of Independence.
And if you want to get your bang for your buck, send them over to the Magic Kingdom and have them walk around over there as well. So
I Yeah, you because there's no character
you
representation.
really hit the good points of the pavilion. But and this is just something that I think would be an extra element, would be really cool. And I mean, I can Sam the Eagle and him haw all day, and that's more fun. But actual historical representation, Sam the Eagle, I think, is a big part of the barbecue restaurant, if I'm not
I was gonna
mistaken.
say because it's the Regal Eagle
Yeah,
Smokehouse.
okay,
So I
yeah.
think yeah, that's the big theming is Sam the Eagle, but again, as a barbecue snob, I'm hesitant.
But yeah, because I mean, I don't think there's any real IP on George Washington. Nobody owns George Washington.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would assume somebody does own Ben Franklin, though.
I don't
I assume that that trademark is still active. But
I was
the
gonna
old
say I think
the
after
old Ben
Lincoln
Franklin the old Ben Franklin 5 and 10s that were, I think, turned into Easters, and then see, this is a whole nother topic for a whole nother show. But
I was gonna say I don't think after the 13th Amendment anybody could own Ben Franklin, but I may be wrong with that. just
ah,
kind of
history.
spitballing here.
Yeah,
Yeah, history. No, it's I really it's interesting too to think about how every pavilion is almost kind of representing a different time for that country. So you have France, which to me feels like very turn of the century. You've got America that feels or that is colonial. You've got the UK, which
it doesn't know what it is.
right, which we're not even sure where it's, it looks like the 1800s, but it's got a phone booth and a fire hydrant.
Yeah.
Not sure. Canada seems very modern or
Yes.
modern-ish for when it was built. Morocco seems like it's kind of current. I wouldn't know if I'm wrong, y'all please tell me in the comments. But the UK or the United States is very much the colonial time, which again to me fits because like I mean, what else are you gonna do? You're gonna like what other time period would you pick for a UK or I keep saying UK for
For
a
US to really just represent.
right?
Yeah.
I think it fits. I think it I think it fits, but it's again my favorite place, and I can stop there and get a cold beer as I head on to the next one. But the next one will be for the next episode. So we've got a couple of minutes left, Logan. So let's do a couple of quick fire question. If you're walking around this side of World Showcase, give me your top three like snacks that you're grabbing that you're heading to this place to grab just a little something as you're walking.
I'm on that side. I'm gonna grab a poutine. Um, Again, I'm gonna grab me some hummus. I'm gonna have to wash it down with some kind of beer. Yeah, where am I grabbing it from? I don't know. But yeah, those are big three. Maybe a baguette. I don't know, from the French Pavilion somewhere or
Oh,
something.
that's a good one too. They do have the stand there with bread where they've got the baguettes.
They got bread, and then yeah, it's like, see, I'm still trying to think of what it was, like a ham and cheese something or other.
Was it oh not a croissant, it was the crepe. They have
maybe.
they have crepes.
Same place, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not
Because
a
I had just come out of it's you come out of I think the Beauty and the Beast thing, maybe.
that sounds
When
right.
you like exit through the gift shop, one of those things, and then off over around the corner is this little walk up restaurant thing.
That's just every attraction at Disney World is you exit through a gift shop.
Exit through the gift shop, please.
The yeah, that's right. The crepe. And I've never stopped there because I'm kind of weirded out by like what would it be? Savory crepe. So anytime like a crepe has like meat or cheese, like I always picture a crepe as like something with chocolate or powdered sugar or
Yeah,
something along those lines versus like something that is like a sandwich. Like I'll pass on that. But I think for me, my if I'm stopping for snacks as we're walking, the poutine is okay, but I'm walking past it. I'm gonna hit the fish and chips for sure because it's really good. And I if they ever put mush peas or mashed peas, whatever the hell they call it on those, I'm I'm just gonna buy one and make sure I keep eye contact with the person and throw it in the trash. Like no, just leave it. It's regular damn fries. That's what I want. I think the next spot I would grab a bite is you got the UK or the United States with a funnel cake.
ooh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what whenever you were talking about, I was like, funnel cake, don't forget the funnel cake. So I'm grabbing a funnel cake. And then I think the flatbread. I really love the flatbread in Morocco. Like it's really, really good. And I'm gonna grab me a Labatt Blue as I walk. Then I'm gonna stop at the UK and get I believe it's called Bass, Bass, which is I
Right.
think I think they're UK beer. France, find me a little glass of wine. They sell them. They're like that big. Um, I'm gonna have one of those. Pay $12 for a shot of wine, and then get a good old Bud Light in the U.S. because I guess Anheuser Busch is a sponsor. So I drink Coors. They don't have Coors. Um, but yeah, I think that's gonna be my or you know what actually I take that back. In the US I'm gonna get one of those that blackberry moonshine
Oh
drink.
yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm getting there. I mean, I'll those like when we went last time, and I can't remember who we were seeing. We saw Boys to Men right when we got there, and then there was somebody else later that we went and saw that weren't a big name, but we still wanted to see them. Uh, I mean, I went and got two of the blackberry things, and I offered one to my wife, and she's like, "Oh no, I don't like the moonshine." I was like, "Oh no, okay, I guess I got
Darn.
to I guess I'm drinking it at this point." But yeah, I mean, the other thing I would ask you, man, best attraction in this area. I mean, I think we'd both agree American Adventure is kind of really the only attraction that's there, but I guess technically, I mean, you got Remy, which y'all haven't had the chance to go on. Um, I guess the Circle Vision would be considered an attraction because they are attracting you to that.
Uh,
But I mean, I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
if
but they don't do a very good job of attracting you to it because most people don't realize it's back there. But
let me ask you this, man. How excited are you for the other half of World Showcase? Because I kind of am. I feel like I've got a lot. I said a lot in this episode, but the other half, there's a lot more going on there and a lot more history. There's a lot more canceled attractions. There's a lot more uh, weird reasons behind canceled attractions. So I'm looking forward to talking about the Japan Pavilion, man, with the next one. What you got? You got anything off the top of your head you're excited about?
I do like both the Asian pavilions. I love the Three Caballeros tour through Mexico. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about German history from like, 1933 to like 1945. Everyone was on vacation. I know nothing.
That's funny. I get that reference. I-
I got that one. Yay.
Okay.
That's my problem. Random string of references, one good one for every 10. Oh,
No, I think the, kind of a little tease into stuff, the stuff that was planned for some of these pavilions. I mean, Italy had a planned ride and a walkthrough of the catacombs. You have Germany, which has a still to this day partially built ride sitting in it. You have Japan, which has a fully built show sitting in it that they somehow managed to make the theater too small. When they went to put it together, they were like, oh, our numbers were wrong. We would have to tear it down and start over. And so they just
huh.
left it. You've got the roller coaster that was supposed to be in Japan, but another sponsor in the park fought them on it and they didn't build it. I mean,
Wow.
there is so much. You've got even down to pavilions that there is still space for them and they're just not there. So I'm excited for the
I always think about it's like, what other pavilions could we have outside of like where's the Egypt pavilion? I don't,
well, it's really funny whenever you go back and kind of watch stuff about the original stuff with Epcot. And I mean, there were so many that I mean, even down to them announcing that they were coming. I mean, Russia was announced, Israel was announced. I mean, there were so many that
Is
were officially announced. And now, like hindsight, it's like, wow, that would be really interesting today.
I thought it was interesting, and it changes. It changes depending on what festival's going on. But there's the one little tiny baby like kiosk, and it's a walk up, and they had like falafel and things, and it's like right in between two countries that it's like, yeah, of course they'd stick Israel right here.
Yeah,
Um,
that's pretty
but yeah,
funny.
and then I found out it's like, oh, they just swapped this one out all the time. But yeah, it was Hebrew, it was Israeli food, and yeah, it was like stuck right next to like Germany and in between like Morocco or something.
I tell you what would be funny is to have a pop-up kiosk for like food and wine right next to Germany for Israel and call it Hebrews, and it's just Israeli beer.
I'm not entirely certain that that's not what this place was called, but
Well,
it
and
was.
during that's even a different thing that we could touch on is during like food and wine, they have pop-ups that
Mhm.
are other country specific. So you have I want to say between the UK and France, you have Ireland that
Yeah,
they have a stand and they have, I mean, one of the best like little milkshakes, but it's made with Bailey's and it is
that's
phenomenal.
what the weird thing. Okay, back to the UK pavilion. I mean, it's still the UK pavilion. It's not just the primarily England pavilion. Where's the representation for Scotland and Ireland?
Right. That's a great point.
Why did I just develop an accent when I said Scotland and Ireland?
I feel so you did an accent with Canada. You did an accent with the UK. Now we've got Ireland, so technically
I
UK,
did it.
Scottish, UK.
I've done a French accent in
You
this episode as
went
well.
into France, did the accent. We hit Morocco and you didn't.
Exactly, yeah, and that would be offensive. We cannot do a Moroccan accent.
You hit every accent, including America, except for Morocco.
I have to we have to pay an actual Moroccan actor to come in and do the Moroccan accent for me. And
Just
we
dub
don't have
over
that
it.
kind of budget, so and I'm not into cultural misappropriation.
That's funny. Just have a dub just come over and like an old Japanese movie. Yeah, one more thing that I remembered we were talking about the pop-ups and the smaller pavilions.
Oh yes.
I, so back in 2000 when they were doing the Millennium Celebration, there was a building and I don't even know what they use it for now. Like memory serves, I don't even know if you have access to it now. It was called the World Village. And in there, they had like a ton of different countries where you could buy drinks and food from a lot of other places outside of the World Showcase. They didn't have the pop-up stands as I remember like they do now. It was the World Village and you would go in, they had stuff for kids to do like crafts and all that. And then they also had different countries that you could buy food from. It almost looked like the food court of a mall, how they were kind of lined up next to each other. So it's very much 2000s Epcot looking like a mall. But that was another little thing that they had back there. I don't remember. I know we've talked about it before, man. Your when was your first trip? You were young, right? And then it was a long time before you went again.
Well, yeah, because I went to California. I went to Disneyland like 20 years ago, and then didn't go back until last Christmas,
Okay.
and then went like four times subsequently after that.
Man, you hit it. You once you go, and Epcot to me is always a must see. I can't
Hmm.
remember who I was talking to a friend of mine who went to Disney earlier this year, and she was saying, "Oh yeah, we went to, we did Magic Kingdom and we went to Hollywood Studios, but we skipped Epcot and Animal Kingdom." What do you mean you skipped?
Why would you? Yeah,
Like if you're gonna go, you go, right? I don't know, but to each their own. But we gonna wrap up with that. And Logan, final thoughts on this half of World Showcase, man. I mean, I wasn't trying to bogard the. I feel like I just have 1,000 different stories for 1,000 different things.
oh, absolutely, yeah. No, I think we pretty well hit everything over on that side, and I've given my ideas and things that I think we could do to make things a little better. But yeah, in all, heck of an experience, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's to me it's World Showcase is one of the best features of the Disney World park itself. I mean, the whole Walt Disney World Resort World Showcase is one of those things that I think everybody you needs to experience. You need to take the time to, I think a lot of people now will, hey, we're gonna go ride Remy and then we're gonna go ride, you know, uh Elsa or Frozen Ever After, and then we're gonna head back. Like, no, you need to take the time to kind of enjoy every spot because they do a good job mostly with stuff with like the culture of that country, you know, going back to the French pavilion, like the living statues, you know, they do you know, the different things there with mime and various things that, you know, they have somebody there doing like paintings and caricatures and different things like that. Like they do a good job when you take the time to kind of enjoy every aspect of that area. So I would definitely advise, you know, people make sure whenever you go and you do World Showcase, like take the time to look in the different shops, you know, enjoy some of the area. I'm sure it's everything's made in China, but then again, you can walk over to the other side and go to China. So it's
And go
perfectly
to
fine.
China.
It's perfectly fine. So everybody, thank y'all so much. We will be getting back with y'all. I know this is kind of spotty on putting out the episodes. You know, we maybe try to make it more regular so it doesn't take us 6 months to get through one part, but then again it might because we just get so into it. We just get going with it, and that's kind of what we do. So Logan, thanks man. Good seeing you, brother. Y'all have a Merry Christmas, safe travels on where y'all are going, and everybody at home, same to y'all. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we will see y'all on the other side.